I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Father Time Network. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Anthony, and on this platform I talk about how important it is to be a father. I'm here to make being a father cool again. But before I continue, let's get into the intro. As I was scrolling through social media, I came across another very disturbing video. A 15-year-old boy was killed by his stepfather because he refused to do chores. I'm going to let y'all see the video, then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Tonight in Charles County, Maryland, a man is in custody after the sheriff's office says he shot and killed his 15-year-old stepson. Authorities say the man was upset because the teenager wouldn't complete household chores. This is video from Sky 9 of the scene of the shooting along Hunt Road in La Plata. Our Leslie Moreno has the very latest from investigators.
Tonight, the Charles County Sheriff's Office says a 15-year-old is dead and his stepfather is behind bars.
She's also advising her and her son and her husband were arguing. She left, and when she came back, she saw him laying on the floor.
Officials say 48-year-old Darshawn Williams shot and killed his 15-year-old stepson, Michael Clemens, after he refused to rake the leaves.
We have some preliminary information that suggests that the stepfather shot the victim because the victim didn't complete the chores as he was requested to do.
Officials say police found the teen unresponsive inside their home in the 6400 block of Hunt Road just after midnight. Neighbors tell us the teen and his mom had just moved in after the couple married. It's unclear how many times or where the teen was shot.
He was unconscious and not breathing. The officers and medics performed CPR, but the victim was pronounced deceased on the scene.
Williams is being charged with second-degree murder and first-degree assault. He's currently being held at the Charles County Detention Center. In Charles County, Leslie Moreno, WUSA 9.
I speak about this all the time. When two parents decide to end their relationship, you have to be very, very careful who you choose to get into a new relationship with. Because just because you're in love with that person or you like that person, that doesn't necessarily mean that your child is going to feel the same way. I speak about this all the time. This young man had his life taken because he wouldn't do some chores. And in the same sentence, rake leaves. A 15-year-old boy didn't get to live out his life because he said, I don't want to rake some leaves. And me personally, right, I feel as though it was deeper than him not wanting to rake no leaves. Me personally, my opinion, I feel as though that man didn't want that young man in his house. Flat out. This is not my son, first of all. And second of all, he's not going to disrespect me in my house. He's not looking at this little boy as my stepson. He's looking at this little boy as a stranger in my house disrespecting me. That's why the consequences were so severe. And then the mother left. She left the young man by himself. And then when she came back, he was laid on the floor, gone. So, as a woman, you're seeing your son have problems with the new partner that you're deciding to choose, and you still leave him alone with this man? It's crazy, man. Like, the more and more I try to advocate for fathers, and I give my opinion on certain stories, the more I realize how many children lose their lives on a daily basis because their parents decided to split or go their separate ways. I did an interview, and one of the things that the guy said in the interview was there are a lot of fatherless children, fatherless homes in the world. And that's a fact. This young man still would probably be living if him and his mother stayed in the household with his biological father. Because I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but it's very, very rare that a father takes the life of his biological son. Most situations, this is how it goes down. The stepfather winds up killing the son, or the son winds up killing the stepfather. Flat out. Disrespect is looked at a whole different way when you're a stepfather. Because not only, like I said, are you not my child, I'm looking at you like you a stranger. Especially when you're a young man, I'm looking at you as you're a man. And ain't no man gonna disrespect me in my house. And in this situation, that's what happened. Instead of the mother saying, you know what, before I move in with this man, let me see what type of person he is. How about, since I know my son and this man are having problems, let me call up his father and see if he wants to go live with his biological father. But see, for most women, that's not even an option. Why is that? Why is it when parents split, women find it hard to reach out to the biological father and say, hey, do you want our child to come live with you? For some reason, that doesn't even seem to be an option. Women are willing to struggle, go through hard times, and have their child right up under their wing, going through it with them before they pick up the phone and contact the biological father. It's just a sad thing, man. This young man lost his life because he didn't want to rake up some leaves. Like that's crazy to me. And now, not only did this young man lose his life, this 48-year-old man is in jail for murder, for killing a young boy that didn't want to rake leaves up. You're probably going to die in jail. Your life is over. You had a nice crib in the woods, a couple acres, all that's done. Because you was emotional that this little boy refused to do what you asked him to do. You was emotional. Instead of having a conversation with the mother and say, look, your son is out of control. He's not going to disrespect me in my household. We need to figure something out. You pull out a gun and you kill him over raking leaves? Fathers, we got to step up, man. We got to step up. We got to step up. We got to protect our children. Yeah, I know it's hard. Yeah, I know the court system is not right when it comes to giving these women custody of the children and making the fathers pay child support and having to beg for visitation rights. I know it's not right. But someone has to fight for these children. So situations like this won't continue to happen. It's a sad thing, man. It's sad, man. I can only imagine how the mother is feeling if her and her son had a good connection. She's probably devastated. I moved me and my son into this man's house trying to better our lives. I leave and come back and he's no longer with me. That has to hurt. That has to make you say, why didn't I reach out to his father? And for a father to get news like this and say, what? Man, it's probably a good thing that that man is in jail, because a real father that really loves his son, he's going to come looking for you. I don't condone violence, but like I always say, when it comes to these children, in the way I see grown adults handle children, sometimes they got to be dealt with. And that's just the reality of it. There's no way that I would even think about taking someone's life because they don't want to rake leaves. That's the stupidest shit ever. But again, like I said, I think it was way deeper than him just not wanting to rake them leaves. I think it was about that young man being disrespectful, and at the end of the day, that man wasn't having it. He didn't look at him as a child. He looked at him as another man in my house disrespecting me. And to all the women, when you get into a new relationship with a new man, understand that most men are looking at your child or your children in the same manner. If you have boys, this young man is not going to disrespect me in my house. Yes, I am his stepfather, but I'm a man first. If you have girls, they may be lusting over your daughter just as much as they lust over you. So think about that before you get into a new relationship and pull your children in to live with somebody that you just met. Get to know that person first. Do a background check before you just bring your kids into the relationship. Shit is sad, man. And just to think that this ain't the only situation where this has happened. There's plenty of situations where things like this have happened. This just one that's been televised. This the Father Time Network, and I'm here to make being a father cool again.